Lawyers who lost their case because of the client's stupidity. What happened? A friend of mine is a lawyer, and he said that a client once turned up to court in the actual same outfit he was wearing in the burglary. When the CCTV footage come up in evidence, the client looked down to himself and was like, "Ooh, shit." I worked as a clerk in the district attorney's office, and I remember one phenomenal case. It involved two Asian male defendants who were both the same age and looked relatively similar. Witness is on the stand and is asked to identify where the defendant who pushed an Uzi into his face is seated. It's clear the witnesses is having trouble differentiating the defendants. In a true moment of brilliance, one defendant raises his damn hand and basically points to himself like, "Right here, bud?" Hands down the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. I thought his defense attorney was going to have a brain aneurysm. The guy filmed his offenses for his YouTube channel. The cops didn't even know about it until a witness brought it up on day 3 of a trial. It was a nice, quick change of plea that afternoon. Had a woman with an expensive fur coat, and she claimed that the laundry ruined it. It was kinda ruined, but the laundry claimed those stains were already there. Judge ordered a laboratory examination, and the fur coat had traces of cocaine and other illegal drugs all over it. There was a raid at her place then, and her husband got convicted because they found several kilograms of drugs. Own goal. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. We read about a criminal case in which there wasn't enough evidence to convict the suspect, so the suspect was not guilty due to reasonable doubt, and he responded, "Thank you, Judge, I'll never do it again." The district attorney went into appeal, and dude got convicted. A defendant was written a cell phone ticket while driving and defended himself. "Your Honor, I was not using a smartphone while driving. I was actually using a flip phone. No lawyer can save you here." I saw a trial where the son of one of the participants in the case lied about being blind to make himself seem more sympathetic as a witness. We were defending his opponent and didn't know either until he took the witness box. The counsel asked him to take the oath, and he picked the card up and read it. That was the cherry on top of a series of ridiculous events. The judge dismissed the whole thing in our client's favor shortly after. I was a trainee at the time, but my boss, who was in her late 60s then, said it was the most ridiculous case she'd ever handled. I'm a public defender in an area with lots of meth use. Meth makes most people talk a lot, so I can't tell you how many clients forget to mention that they got to the jail still high and called their mom or girlfriend or buddy on the recorded jail phone. Not only do they confess to the crime, but also brainstorm whatever alibi or version of events. You can't listen to calls to lawyers, but calls to friends just make the prosecutor's job easier. I was only watching this trial, not participating. So the case was that woman A had hit woman B in the head with a heavy beer pint at a bar, and woman B got pretty serious injuries. The defense claimed that woman A had not hit anyone with the pint, but instead had just thrown the pint into a random direction, and it happened to hit B in the head. Thus it was an accident and not a battery. Well, the prosecution had a CCTV tape from the bar, and it was shown at the trial. And the tape clearly showed in HD as A walked behind B and smashed the pint to her head so hard that the pint shattered on impact. The lawyer's jaw literally dropped. If he had known the truth, the defense might have turned out completely differently. Unfair dismissal case. The client claimed to have been dismissed without reason or following procedure. After we had started the case, it comes out that not only was he given 3 written warnings, but he was also called in for a disciplinary hearing before his dismissal. Don't lie at least to your lawyer. Negligence case. Client argued that a lack of streetlights and a cyclist he couldn't see was responsible for him hitting a wire pole. Upon discovery, the first respondent's report indicated that they found the driver in the driver's seat, pants down, with adult videos playing on the phone. It was not difficult to guess who was to blame for the incident. Not a lawyer, but a woman I know received several hefty speeding fines. In my country, you can go see a magistrate to have the fines reduced if you plead poverty. She heard about this and decided to give it a shot. So she went to court and told the magistrate a sob story about not having enough money. The magistrate heard her out. Then he asked her, "Madam, what type of car do you drive?" She replied in a tiny voice, "A Porsche." She is a rich woman and could easily have paid the fine, but because of her greed, she received an even larger fine. I'm a court-appointed attorney for qualifying individuals in family matters. Termination of parental rights case. Have been fighting to argue that parent is stable, working lawfully, has a suitable apartment, doesn't need psychotropic meds, ready to be a parent, etc. After a few months of negotiating with all the parties and Department of Children, we have a pre-trial to try and convince guardians. I meet with my client before the hearing to see if anything changed. Nope, all good. Let's get my kids. We get going in court. My client, who is super hot-headed and quick to anger, gets riled up and goes off on the guardians, screaming in open court. This is just the beginning. In the next 15 seconds, she admitted that she no longer works, has no place to live, doesn't want to have a relationship with guardians despite her kids loving them, plans on moving out of state, and is 4 months pregnant. I was too shocked to even react, speechless. We worked so hard to create the image of a competent mother. She worked so hard to live up to the demands, and then screwed it up so quickly. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Thanks a lot for your donations.